Okay, so welcome back to the first actually practical part. So this part will be a bit more guided and you will basically just repeat what I do and have a look on your own how the synchronization works. And yeah, let's just directly get started. So what we do now is we want to start two knowledge agents and see how they synchronize the data, then start an additional service that connects to one of the agents, and again, check how the data is or the structure is synchronized between both. And last but not least, we want to use a console service to connect to the knowledge agent and basically browse the available data. So first, we open a terminal and let's increase it a bit. And we go to the tutorial bin folder. And what you have to do in order to start a knowledge agent is just you type java -jar, and then ka.jar. So ka.jar here is the knowledge agent. And then you type the number of the agent you want to start. So if you want to start knowledge agent 2, you type a 2, knowledge agent 1, you type a 1. And this just tells the jar which certificate to take. So we have 3 certificates for knowledge agent 1, 2, and 3. You can look it up in the bin folder. And if we now just press enter, the knowledge agent starts, is starting. So after a few seconds, we can read here at the bottom, all KA systems are activated. So that means the knowledge agent is running. And if we scroll up a bit, we can, for example, see that we check the network interfaces that are available. We are listening for IPv4 broadcast on that broadcast address here, 10.02.255. And we also broadcast a live pings over UDP using this port and IP address. And we have all interfaces ready, and then we can basically continue. And next, what we want to do is we want to start a second knowledge agent and see what happens. So we again go in that folder, we do java -jar, and now we start knowledge agent 1. And using the broadcasts, they should automatically find each other. Should find each other and connect to each other and share which data they have available. So if you do that, it's starting the same way as agent 2, and we can go back to agent 2 and observe what happens here. And after some time, we see, okay, there is some action happening and some messages are exchanged. And now we're done. And so it was rather fast, the setup. So if you scroll up a bit, what we see is that here we got incoming handshake request from KA1. So that means knowledge agent 1 sent us a broadcast message, we received them, or he received our broadcast message, and then so like, okay, he's not connected to us, sends us a handshake message to synchronize with us. We can scroll down a bit, then we see the most important part here is that we receive a core update from agent 1, and agent 1 basically here tells us what are the data nodes that he offers currently, or he manages currently, which are just these 5 here, so KA1, KA1/search, KA1/SLMR, and so on. So these are just the default nodes offered by agent 1. Now, last but not least, let's start an additional service that connects to agent 1. So we can just use that let's start the gateway service. We can use that script that starts the gateway service in the background. If we execute that, the agent is starting, so it's connecting to agent 1. We are still observing agent 2 here. And if we wait for some time, here we got it, we get the update. Oh no, we didn't get it yet. We will get the update from agent, I have to scroll down. We got the update from agent 1 telling us, okay, here he has some new nodes. So he has the board, which is the model of the gateway we just added with some subnodes, so player 1, player 2, player 3, and so on. And now, last but not least, we can start the console service here, which allows us to basically browse the available data. We are connected to a KA1. We can use, for example, ls to list all the nodes that exist here. Here we can see in the bottom, we have the board, which is the gateway. And we can use param scope complete, because usually we only get the value if we do a GET request on a console service. We can use that to tell the service basically to include metadata like the type. And we can also say param scope -1, which means return us also all children of the requested node and not only the requested node itself. And if we now, sorry, typo, so we have to do the depth -1. And if I do now a GET request on ka1/board, we can use tab for autocompletion and press enter. What we see is all the nodes that were registered by that service, which is the board at the top of type adaption board, with a player1 subnode, which has a red LED, which has a isOn node and a desired node, and we have a trigger for player1, and that's it for now. So if you already looked ahead a bit, you know that we actually need more nodes here to represent the second player, to represent the other LEDs we had on our device, and this will be the next step. So now you can try it on your own, have a few minutes time, and have a look at how the data is synchronized and get comfortable with the console service, and then we'll continue with the next part.